Hello again. I am Jared Case, curator of film exhibitions at the Dryden Theater and the George Eastman Museum, and I've got another streaming recommendation for you. Those of you who know the George Eastman Museum well will know that we are going through a major project right now, construction, renovation, adding a new visitor center and entrance on the parking lot side of the building, which is going to make access much easier and sort of centralize everything on that side of the building. So, since we were planning on opening the Dryden Theater in the late summer in August, right around the time the construction was still going on, I thought it would be nice to have a series of comedies about construction. And they tend to be comedies when you're doing films about construction because there's so much that can and might go wrong that you have to laugh unless you're going to cry. So, we experience other people's pain and we are allowed to laugh at that because we can recognize some of ourselves in it. Anyway, there was only going to be about three films in that series, and there was actually one that didn't make the cut because we do have a 16 millimeter print, but we had 35 prints of these other titles. So, since it doesn't look like we're going to be able to give that series to you in person, I can recommend some of the titles that are now streaming on some of the subscription platforms for you to check out. The first one I've got for you is a film called The Ghost Goes West from 1935, a British film. It's actually René Clair's first English language film after finding success in France with films like Les Millions and A Nous la Liberté. And it stars Robert Donat, who was at the height of his fame at that point in time, having just come off of Hitchcock's The 39 Steps. So the plot of the film spans a couple of different centuries. And it all starts with Murdoch Glowry, who is Robert Donat's character, or at least his first character, as the son of the only son of the patriarch of the Glowry clan. The patriarch asks him to make sure that he does his name proud and his clan proud. And of course, at that point in time, they were fighting off the British. This is the 18th century. And the only thing that they hated more than the British was the Clan MacLagan, a neighboring clan that they had a rivalry with. So, in order to do his clan well and bring honor to the name, Murdoch went off to war, as did the Clan MacLagan. Unfortunately, Murdoch died a coward's death in the war, and now his ghost haunts the castle of the Glowrys because he hasn't fulfilled that promise to live up to the clan's reputation. So he needs to haunt the castle until he gets to a point where he can convince one of the MacLagan descendants that 50 of them are only worth one Glowry. So, cut to the 20th century when we have Donald Glowry, also played by Donat, who is the heir of the castle. And he's looking to sell the castle because he's deeply in debt, and that's the only way that he sees that he can get out of it. Enter an American family, including Eugene Pillette as the patriarch of that family, who his daughter convinces to actually buy the castle, and he wants to move it back to the United States in Florida, where they live. So, despite the fact that he is told that the castle is haunted, he thinks this might actually be good for his promotion because he can throw a big party, having a haunted castle, and build this party around it so he can promote his chain of grocery stores. So, brick by brick, stone by stone, they take apart the castle and they bring it back to Florida, where Pillette throws this party. Unfortunately, Murdoch Glowry is still haunting the castle, and he's going to make trouble for this American family. So it's a nice little satirization of American imperialism and doing what they think that they can do as long as the money allows them to do it. Donat is wonderful. Clair was actually brought on primarily because of his camera work and what he had done in his films prior to it. You're going to need that double exposure, particularly when you have both Murdoch and his descendant on the screen at the same time. So that trick photography was very important. It's an early Alexander Korda film, so the production values are very good for the time. And it's a wonderful comedy that takes us back to Great Britain in the 1930s, a span of time that I've spent much time in, particularly going over those Hitchcock films. Now, this one is streaming on the Criterion channel, if you have that, and we encourage you to check it out, as well as checking out many more of these Dryden Theater recommendations. And we'll see you again next time.